Now, I've heard quite a bit about the first few parts, and to that I say, I agree with you. They absolutely suck. Which is why, in today's video, I'm going to improve the very first part. Or at minimum, I will show you what I've changed. So make sure to like, sub, and enjoy. I had to scrap most of the stuff, but some stuff I recycled, like the block design, and turned it into something a little different. And then also the power lines, because those were really cool. I like the orb design for the power lines. What? I like the power lines for the orb design. Alright. I kept the invisible blocks because, yes, the invisible blocks are my carrying blocks. First of all, we have these power lines in the middle ground. As you can see, they're not very visible, and I made that intentional. Also, I made the parallax slightly different. They look simpler on purpose. Also, the way I'm going to do the backgrounds, I think I'm gonna change it to this, because in real life, the further away an object is for like the blue skies, that means it's gonna blend into the blue sky more. Next is the deco, the extra deco down here. These are just taken from other parts. I'm pretty sure you can tell which parts is which. This is from like this part over here. And then the trees is from like the last episode. So like part 4. Except I changed the color slightly. And then we also have these newspapers around. It's just a little newspapers, but nothing much to see here. I kept some of these arrows as well, but I made other arrow signs, as you can see here, which are based on the second part over here. And then we have our saws, which some saws are just passively spinning, whilst others, let me just show you. When they spin, they do the twirling effect, which I think it's pretty cool. Then we have the background. I put these mountains at the bottom. You can't really see them, but they're just supposed to cover up the bottom, fill in a little space. These clouds, they scale up and down. However, it's nothing too noticeable. And then these two buildings, you probably know what those are. And now for this layer, this is the middle ground, in which you can see there is a statue. There is a statue of 2 robotic figures. I wonder who they are. Obviously, we already know one of them, but we don't know the other. And then we have more simple buildings. And then the cubes in the background, because they have a purpose. They have a purpose in the lore. Alright. And then a tertiary layer to the foreground. Kinda. Middle ground. Whatever. I guess I'll show you the showcase. So, goodbye. And that's all for today. So, I guess I'll see you next time, huh?